What's up, dude dogs? It's Nitro time. It's that time of the month. That time of the week, even, if you will. March 27th, the year 2000, spring breakout.
No.
Not from Panama City like it usually is.
No, not at all.
Because they couldn't afford it, I'm guessing?
Probably. I mean, but they did it the next year.
They did, but that was the last gasp.
But they didn't know it was the last gasp. They had it planned ahead of time.
Probably. How much planning was WCW doing in 2001?
3 hours.
3 hours. They booked Panama City at 3 p.m. that day.
Maybe they got some sick discount from the Sheridan Hotel in South Padre Island, Texas.
Because that's where they were. Classic spring break spot. It is sort of beachy. It probably is beachy, a spring break spot. Future site of the Floribama Shore. MTV smash hit.
That's a thing.
That's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Is it like Jersey Shore?
Yes,
but in Florida.
But the South. They
Right?
found a way to make Jersey Shore even worse.
Jesus Christ.
Florida,
Banana
Mana Bing Bong Shore, or whatever it's called.
Gross.
So we're on the Texas beach. I guess it's an island, right?
It's, I would like to hope it's an island.
Is an island in the ocean or an island in a lake?
I think it was the ocean.
All right.
I don't think it's too far off the coast, though. I think it's, like, right there. Like, you can walk it.
Okay. It's the Alcatraz to mainland Texas's San Francisco?
Sure. It is a...
I want to get the geography of this right before we get into it.
It is literally... It's not even really an island. It is a peninsula.
I knew it!
That is part of Brownsville, Harrigan Metropolitan Statistical Area.
Cool.
In Cameron County, Texas.
All right.
It is a resort town.
All right, now I feel good about this. So now we can, regrettably...
Continue?
Get into this show. I'm Scott, by the way.
I'm Drew, I guess.
Kelly.
Oh, Kelly has aged 100 years in the time of the show, and I don't blame him because the show was 100 years long. It was one of those ones where you don't want to check the time because you know you're going to regret it, but we did, and it was maybe halfway through.
We had like 30-ish minutes left.
Yeah, after pages had already fallen off the calendar and we had all grown great long gray beards.
Where is my dog?
Yeah, this was a long one, folks. But,
ironically, not because of wrestling, though.
No.
This is a very, 2017...
This will probably a short podcast.
This is a very 2017 Raw edition of 2000's Nitro because the talking majorly outweighs the wrestling.
Yeah.
Literally the first 20-something minutes of the show is just promo after interaction after promo after promo.
After shot of the beach.
Yes. Alright, I'm just going to run through the stuff that starts the show because none of it is important. Mean Gene calls out a surprise guest, but then gets a different surprise guest.
And is thrown off.
And then we never get who that surprise guest is.
Yeah.
So
It takes forever.
Kimberly Page reappears, whatever. Takes forever to introduce the returning Diamond Dallas Page, whatever. Diamond Dallas Page, then...
Who's a total face now, and we think was a heel last time.
He was a heel last time he was on.
Or at least, like, being a dick, jealous boyfriend.
Yes. Just husband. They are married, legally.
In
the eyes of the law, they are married.
What is a husband, if not...
A boyfriend?
The best boyfriend.
We learned pretty early on that the wind was affecting the hard cam.
So they just stopped using the hard cam. It was all roaming cams. Because they had, like, it seemed like they wanted to really give the hard cam a shot despite the wind, and we were all getting motion sickness watching it, then they just gave the fuck up.
Yeah. Paige is back to promote the soon-to-be-released multiple Oscar Award winner, Ready to Rumble. And then...
Will there be any more, like, crossover promotion with WCW about that movie? Will anything major happen?
I don't think so. I think this is the only time they mention it.
Okay.
Yeah. Then Jeff Jarrett decides to intervene, and shit talk DDP for having a world premiere that he's going to interrupt and ruin the movie. Who gives a shit? Blah blah blah. Jeff Jarrett sucks.
Yep.
We then cut to
Probably called him a slap ass.
Yeah. He called him a slap ass and a slap nuts because I counted him.
Yeah. I think just a slap nut. I think it was singular this
slap
time.
nut.
Yeah.
Yes. So we get Shivani and Madden running down. Blah blah blah. There's a bunch of good signs behind them, including
Not one positive WCW sign.
WCW sucks. Hogan sucks.
I'd rather be at Raw.
Hogan, please retire.
Hogan, please retire. There's lots of good signs. This then leads to
Including Steve Gomez.
That was in the crowd.
Plastered prominently.
Yeah. Whoever Steve Gomez has got
so much play.
Of FaceTime.
Congrats,
This
Steve.
leads to Shivani and Madden 1000% breaking kayfabe.
Oh, yeah.
And talking about how in 2 weeks' time, or soon, Bischoff and Russo will both be returning.
Well, Bischoff has been rehired.
Sorry, Bischoff officially, and then halfway through
Russo
the
is
show...
considering.
Halfway through the show, they announced that Russo has accepted that they are going to be the head of creative, but in kayfabe terms...
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Also, Mark Madden getting fatter every show.
Yes.
Holy.
Has reverse muffin body.
Yeah, he's got a real muffin bottom. He's just a triangle that just keeps going outwards the lower you get and never comes back in. It's amazing. He's a snowman.
He is disgusting.
He's the snowman. Starring Michael Fassbender.
Yes.
Also Oscar winner.
Great movie. Then from here, we get like a fucking Booker T promo calling out the Harris brothers, whatever.
But one of the Harris brothers has a fake injury.
Fake injury.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's fake. It's real injury.
Yes, but...
Sorry, it's real injury.
You're fucking jumping the gun. Okay? Because at this point, we didn't know it was a fake injury
Sure,
or not.
sorry. It was a real injury.
Yeah.
He hurt his shoulder
In Thunder.
pressing Medeja
Yeah.
in the hotel room after the show on Thunder.
Yeah.
Jesus, Drew, come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How dare I try and brush through garbage that doesn't fucking matter.
Kayfabe!
Anyway,
Head of creative.
yeah. After
Kayfabe.
this, we get a weird Prince Iaukea in the back promo where Paisley is picking an opponent for him, and it turns out to be star of critically acclaimed Beyond the Mat.
Yes.
Michael Modest.
Sad man with cats.
Sad man with cats. You?
I can relate.
So Michael Modest gets the shot at Prince Iaukea tonight for whatever.
And it was like three geeks in the back. It was Modest. We think maybe Cassidy
Cassidy Riley.
Riley.
It was a very young Cassidy
And
Riley.
I couldn't place
TNA
the third.
hopeful.
And fake Jack Evans.
Yeah, because I was thinking it might have been another Northern California guy if Mike Modest was there, but they're in Texas, so it could be anyone.
Yeah, Cassidy Riley's also like Carolinas.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
I have
so-
no idea who it was.
Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
cares?
None of it matters. Choose Michael Modest. They had a match.
Modest was good.
Yeah.
Modest was very
Modest
good.
pretty much squashed
they-
him.
He did some good stuff.
They-
He did a great exploder.
Yes.
A Death Valley Driver.
They
A
had
good Death Valley driver, yeah.
They had blown music cue.
Yes.
Modest came to the ring. Artists came to the ring. More music played. They showed the entranceway. Then they showed a bunch of crowd reactions.
And then the match started.
Then they immediately cut back to the ring. And everybody
Yeah.
was wrestling. Only for a minute or so in for us to realize Chavo is standing at ringside and apparently has been there the whole
time.
match.
Yeah.
So maybe that was his music playing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Then Candido comes out because not enough people are hanging out.
We also realized that the artist's gear has regressed.
Yep, no
from
more tights.
Tights to just pants.
Because everyone wears pants.
The entire match, the commentators continue to break Fabe about Bischoff and Russo being in charge.
Yep.
Then we had the
We're
wonderful.
gonna have new guys writing our storylines.
We had the wonderful blown Charmel apron fall.
Yeah.
Which was
delightful.
which was Chavo and Candido fighting on floor. Charmel on the apron. There was a
First of all, Chavo's a face, and and Modest, who's a face, hit Chavo off the apron for no reason.
while Paisley was also on the apron, but you
Yeah.
can't hit a woman unless you're Chris Candido.
Yeah, because Candido was gonna sock her.
Yeah, punch her. Just punch her.
He was gonna Jackie Gleason her right to the moon.
Yes. So Paisley is on the apron. Paisley, of course, the future Charmel, the future Queen Charmel.
Yep.
Who some in the wrestling circle might wish to have bestiality sex with.
Yeah.
Because, of course, she is...
Subhuman.
Oh, I was going to say an ape, but...
All right.
Fuck you.
hey,
on.
I'm not saying anything Kurt Angle didn't say.
Jesus.
These aren't Drew's opinions.
These are Kurt Angle's opinions.
Moving on.
He's quoting.
Like
I can quote the N-word, and it's not like I'm saying the N-word.
Do it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Sharmell is on the apron. Chavo and Candido
Nag.
are fighting on the floor.
Nagger.
The spot is to, like, the old switcheroo, shove Prince Iaukea into her.
Yeah.
She obviously would fall off the apron into Chavo and Candido, who are fighting on the floor, but,
but
are nowhere near where she is. So instead of falling straight back, she has to take, like, they're over here, and, like, turn her body and sort of fall sideways into where they are, which neither of them really catch her.
No, because they're not paying attention.
Because they're not paying attention. Because they don't obviously are in the wrong spot for the spot. So that was fun. Then whatever, match ends with, I don't even remember what.
Modest
pinned him clean with his finish.
In theory, should get a title shot.
Yeah.
I don't think Modest is seen again for another year.
Until what happens?
Until he wrestles Chris Daniels, and Chris Daniels does a no-hands top rope moonsault directly, vertically onto his neck.
Never wrestled again.
And as we all know, Chris Daniels never wrestled again after the year 2001.
So after that, we get more, like, breaking kayfabe. I think the thing that I enjoyed was Tony Schiavone was definitely struggling with his paperwork to stay on the table because of the wind.
Yep.
Which, whatever. They also announced at this point that Sid, who is not at the show, has put a $500,000 bounty on Hogan's head for the night. Then the next thing we get is Hogan arriving at the building, and Vampiro wants Tim to come into the back room to have gay sex, I assume.
Sure.
We then come back from commercial, and it turns out that Vampiro is warning him about the $500,000 bounty.
You say warning, I say stooging out Sid. Vampiro's a fucking narc.
He is a narc. I mean, good thing Sid wasn't there to back himself up, right? Because Vampiro would be fucking done.
That was also the fall of the show, is that Sid wasn't even on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
our number one
heel,
boy.
Before that,
Our number 1, 2, and 3 weren't on the show.
Tank was there, because Tank fought with Finley on the floor.
He didn't
and-
wrestle.
Yes.
Yeah. And no Norman. And no Sid. It was a weak day.
I feel like the longer we go in this year, though, for me, Scotty Steiner's going to take over that number 3.
Scotty Steiner's moving up.
Or the 2.
Young Dragons are moving up.
Yeah, Young Dragons are great.
Yeah.
Especially that young cowboy whippersnapper, Jimmy Wang
Jimmy
Yang.
Wang Yang.
Anyways, the next thing out is now Booker's going to wrestle one of the Harrises. Who fucking cares which one it is? The NWO spends the evening wearing jorts that are too short for them.
Oh, it was an evening of high-waisted shorts for the NWO.
But
Jarrett,
that was the style back then.
I guess.
Yeah. But like you're
And t-shirts tucked into them.
Yeah, that's...
but like
yeah.
you guys are big, tough biker dudes with like
You look like
tattoos and
dorks.
You look like wieners.
Fucking
Like, it was the
dorks.
worst
Hey.
gear.
It's hot. Okay?
It was hot.
But then
It was Texas.
So then wear like huggers. They're more comfortable. I don't. Yeah, who cares which one they were wrestling?
Let's say Big Ron.
Sure. Of course, there's Jeff Jarrett comes down to distract the ref. Oh,
Yep.
surprise! The other Harris brother wasn't actually hurt.
Booker did a bookend.
It was fine.
Yeah, it didn't
that's
look
the disappointing
It
part.
didn't look real good, but it wasn't blown, so we were disappointed.
I will tell you what did look really bad was the Harris brothers not really being able to do their own finish because they apparently can't do H-bombs to big dudes.
Yeah, it was a weak H-bomb.
Because one of them kind of went, like, turned, and one of them just went straight down, and it just looked really fucking weird.
It was messy.
Then, at the end of the match, the rekindled Harlem Heat 2000 Booker T. Kidman feud was...
Who we thought were gone.
Who we definitely thought were gone.
Thank God they're not.
Not wearing fancy clothes. Wearing shitty normal clothes.
Yeah, Big T was in camo.
What's his name? Swole? No.
He
pretty swole,
was 4x4 and now he's Cash.
Cash gave a pretty sick
Oh.
belly to belly, no, side belly to belly.
It wasn't even that. He just picked him up and went...
Yeah, it was almost an amateur takedown.
Yeah, it was like a big slam on
good.
Booker.
Yeah.
And then he gave Kidman
A huge gorilla press.
a gorilla press.
Yeah.
Yeah, big gorilla press. It was
Like,
really
It was
impressive.
a little effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which great. Now we get to watch that feud. It doesn't pay off.
No promo or plunge, regrettably.
Yeah, then
slapjack.
after that, you get a Hulk Hogan promo that goes way too long, but that leads to the best fucking thing ever, which is the Walls music hits, Because in theory, the Wall is cashing in on that $500,000 bounty.
We're trying to.
Now, if you were cashing that in and you have a crowd that's a live audience that really doesn't have like much of a Titantron or like an option to watch, you would have the guy 10 miles away,
so far away,
on the roof of the hotel, like 25 stories up, with a spotlight on him.
Yeah.
Staring at Hogan doing the "I'm going to choke slam you" pose, and of course, because the crowd can't see, Hogan on mic has to go,
Eagle Eye
"It's
Hogan,
the wall, brother. It's the wall, brother. It's the wall, brother."
Eagle Eye Hogan goes, "It's the wall, brother."
Now,
from no one, you would never be able to see even a detail,
a human,
who that person was.
You wouldn't know it was a person.
You would see a spotlight and assume there's somebody there, and I guess the Wall's music was playing, so you knew it was the Wall.
Sure.
If you knew the Wall's music, which I did.
Yeah, Drew has been like nailing entrance music like that. He's like, boom, La Parka, boom, the Wall.
Now, I said that he would have been much more interesting for WCW if, say, the Wall had decided that life was no longer worth living.
Like, if he had known he was going to die in a few years anyway.
Yeah, he just step off the suit of the building, and like, what would have happened to WCW if that
would it have died any sooner?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe the same.
They would have written it off his storyline. It would have been like the time that the Giant got shoved off the top of Cobo Hall and to the lake, and they were like, is he dead? Is he alive? And then he was perfectly fine.
Then he wrestled in the main event.
And he was dry. They didn't even play it. They didn't even pay it off. So they just played it off as
Hawk off the Titantron?
Yeah, he just jumped into the pool. He did Cannonball. He's the 2000 Cannonball champion, like Kevin Nash was in 1997 or 98.
Fuck Kevin Nash doing that. Oh, what a jerk off.
Oh, man. Anyways, so then we get a fucking Mamalukes promo, which who gives a fuck. We then get the reveal as the Jung Dragons as 3 count.
They had stolen 3 counts dancing circles on Thunder.
Yeah, which of course we saw because everyone watches Thunder.
Sure. Yeah, by the way, guys, we're watching all the Thunders and pay-per-views and Saturday nights as well.
Everything.
Just to stay up on it.
Everything. So, of course, now we get a Mamalukes Young Dragons match, which was, as we might have decided, the second best match of 2000 so far.
I want to say, yeah.
It was fucking
It was great.
It was just 2 big dudes chucking around little dudes, and then little dudes getting like
cool
1 or 2
hope
like
spots.
quick little cool hope spots
Yeah.
in it.
Although it was a pretty messy match. Not a lot
It was messy.
really went right.
Vito's messy.
Kelly, take
and
the wins where you can get them.
I will admit that.
Vito's messy, and Kazuyashi's kind of messy, but like they definitely, it was cool. It was fun. They did a lot of cool stuff.
Johnny the Bull, speaking of press slams, pressed Jamie Noble just flat to the floor.
Yeah,
and
Noble
shot Akio up like 10 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A great flapjack. Great flapjack.
Of course, the finish, as always, is WCW bullshit. So
yep.
The Mamalukes refuse to tag in Disco. They beat up the Young Dragons. They tag in Disco, and then the Harrises come down and beat up the Mamalukes, which leads to Disco getting beaten up, and then leads to the Harrises setting up Akio or Yang and Noble, and giving them a double H-bomb, which is pretty cool. Side by side, off the ropes, catch them so they're together, and then slam them.
Yeah.
Which then leads to the worst toss out of the ring that's ever happened in wrestling.
It was a combination of
heel cut off
and a over the
and a throw over the top. It was so weird. As he's throwing him over the top, he just throws a knee in there to like make it more difficult.
I feel like it was like he didn't get a good enough chuck on him, and he didn't want him to like kind of go half over and then back in the ring. So he just like knee lifted him out of the ring to get him out and over.
That reminds me during the match. The beginning of a series of people not understanding how to Irish whip.
Yes. Rope running was a real issue this whole show.
Irish whips are hard. Because Vito and Johnny the Bull were double whipping, maybe Noble, maybe Kaz. And but they both tried to whip his left arm, and neither whipped the right. So it just ended up as Vito whipping it and Johnny standing there like a goof.
Yeah. It was real awkward. Then after this, we got fucking Team Package versus Vampiro and Sting match.
Brothers in Paint. This is the requisite spring break guy falls in the water match.
As they were on their way to the ring, I mentioned how glad I am that Lex Luger is in a wheelchair, which then led me to bring up that Lex Luger murdered an angel.
The beautiful angel.
The angel of wrestling. He murdered her. I'm glad he's fucking paralyzed. Or, like...
It's the least he deserves.
Absolutely.
I'd say the least.
This was another match that had struggling to whip.
Yeah.
Vampiro and Flair definitely had some issues.
That you could... The 2 minutes that we actually saw?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of Vampiro Flair because they kept it in the ring.
That was a note that I wrote down, which was... So, Sting and Luger almost immediately brawling out and, like, away from ringside. They brawl to the pool. They go to do a spot into the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Where Liz blows
her first spot
of the evening, which we don't even know what it was.
Lex was in control with Sting in, like, powerbomb piledriver position, and Liz throws a drink at Sting's butt. Accomplishing nothing.
And the face she makes.
Sting immediately reverses and back body drops Lex into the pool.
But she throws the ice on him, hits it, and then she's just like, oh well. Like, she's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
From there, they then continue to brawl, like, through the food staging area.
Yeah.
There is a bowl of 7-layer dip dumped all over Luger's face and head.
Yep.
And then they mush his face into chips, so that in theory they would stick to it, but they don't.
Nope.
He's
just covered in dip.
They then brawl
onto the beach.
All the way down the boardwalk to the beach, where there's a bunch of rowdy fans needing to get out of the way.
Because when you're covered in dip, doesn't want to then roll in sand.
When you're in your wet gear.
In your wet gear.
At this point, Liz succeeds in her third attempt at doing a spot, which was hitting Sting in the back of the head with her shoe.
Yeah.
Which was totally timed appropriately.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fan.
Yeah.
Like, just walking over and blasting him.
Yeah, but turns out third time was the charm.
Yep. They then fight all the way out to the sand. They fight to the water. Sting then does a pile driver
in the ocean. Pins him in the ocean.
Pins him in the ocean in the dark, where the referee couldn't even see if he kicked out. The whole time, the crowd in the building, or in the vicinity of the ring, gets to watch Flair and Vampiro
exchange
do leg
holds.
locks.
Yeah.
Because if you can't see the small monitor that's above the entranceway,
that's it.
You don't get to see anything. So this was entirely for the home audience and not for the crowd that was there.
90% of the fans there didn't understand why the match ended.
Yes. Yeah, even like Vampiro, they just had Vampiro had him in like a knee bar.
Yeah.
And then the ref had to be like, hey, you won the match, it's over. And then Vampiro just gets up and is
did it.
We did it. So that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Then we get like a really bad Terry Funk promo.
Really? He didn't know where he was. Also, I'm not sure he ever opened his eyes.
I'm not even sure it was really a promo. It was just like him rambling about how him and Dustin's feud isn't over, even though it was over.
Yeah. But it was he managed to do it all in like one sentence, and Gene was like thrown back on his heels by how short it was, and Gene's like, well, short and sweet, can't be beat.
Damn right. Well, that's right. After that, we get
Chicken Farmer.
We get Ming coming out, which we're hoping is for Ming Tank Abbott.
Well, especially after they show a clip from Thunder where they built up Ming and Tank Abbott.
Sadly, we got Ming and La Parka.
Which I'm not, again, La Parka's great.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just not what we were led to expect.
It was short, it was just Ming beating up La Parka.
La Parka did the stupid Kaientai voiceover gimmick again.
Yeah. Which the part of it's kind of funny.
Because the guy doing the voice is fucking La Parka.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Well, both literally and fucking him over. Because that he, antagonizes the guy even though La Parka doesn't want him to. Which begs the question, why is La Parka... Obviously, he's agreeing to do this, but why?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I guess we'll ask the heads of creative next time.
Yeah, they'll know. For sure they'll know.
Yeah.
They got the answers.
Totes.
After this, we have some more garbage NWO... Buff Bagwell related stuff.
Oh yeah, Buff. They showed a kid cam video. Of Buff hitting on the NWO prostitutes at the pool. Nothing came of this.
Yes. Then we get, if we had watched this on the WWE Network, we wouldn't have got this. But
right.
Because we were watching a tape recording of the live
original airing,
we got
As
to
God
see
intended.
a wonderful Biff Naked Ready to Rumble music video.
We're not going to take it. Great.
Which was the best part of the show, by far. Then after that...
Canadian treasure, Biff Naked.
Yep.
She probably has a star on the Canadian Walk of
Breast
Fame.
cancer survivor.
Oh, good for her.
After that, we get a humorous...
Oh, if Tony Schiavone pronounces it humorous...
It was Madden, too. They were both fucking
Was Matt doing it, too?
They were both fucking
I
doing
blame...
it.
Tony started it. He's a bad influence. Yeah.
In
In case you don't get the pun, it's humorous.
It's humorous.
Fuck.
What?
Face.
Hugh G.
Rection.
Him versus Old Man Terry Funk, which was, I would say, pretty much a squash.
Yeah.
Like, Terry got a couple moves in.
and,
However,
And Hugh fucking murdered him.
Terry took a full-on power bomb on the like
On the floor.
it's sand, but it's like
on top of
sand over top of like
hard
flooring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked like it sucked.
Just
And also like a big sit-down powerbomb in the ring.
yeah, double power bombs.
Yeah. On a 56-year-old man.
Disgusting. Then the match was interrupted by Dustin Rhodes, who
Because we
was
can't have a clean finish in
Hugh-
humorous,
humorous.
and Terry Funk.
Hugh hits the moonsault for the win on Terry. Dustin then comes in, breaks up the pinfall to then hit Terry. So, like, he doesn't want Terry to lose the match.
Yeah, like he hits Hugh with a chair while he's pinning Terry. So if he had waited one more second, he could have watched his enemy, Terry Funk, lose, and then beat him up, no problem.
No, he had to beat him up right then. He had the urge to do
He
it.
was so angry at Terry.
He had been edging the entire night.
I guess, it's like you couldn't take it anymore, you just had to bust.
Yeah. So then, we got to see what I would deem was probably Kelly's favorite part of the show, which was the old pick and toss.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, Dustin just starts kicking everyone's ass. He smashes Hugh, he smashes Funk, he smashes the ref with a chair. Then Hugh recovers, throws a line at Dustin. Dustin gets him in like
He ducks the line. And then...
he ducks the line and catches him in like backdrop or atomic drop position. Starts it like a backdrop or atomic drop. Then lightly throws him forward onto his butt and spine.
Yeah.
And I made Drew rewind it so we could see it again. And it was, in fact, as both Drew and Kelly, apparently, and they both told me to go get trained because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
It was the classic old pick and toss.
Yeah. Learn to work.
Yeah, learn to work. So that's on me. That's my bad.
Yes, it is on your bad. And then after that, Terry and Dustin both leave, and Hugh decides he's going to moonsault the ref.
Yeah.
And kills the ref.
Kills him.
Crushes him.
Yeah.
And then led to a discussion that, like, if they hadn't given him the Hugh Morris gimmick,
If he had like a good gimmick.
he probably could have done something.
Yeah.
I mean, not in WCW because they didn't push anybody.
Right.
But, like, if he had traded teams
Yeah.
Yeah.
and been at WWE, maybe they would have given him something.
Maybe they'd have eventually made him head trainer.
And then he could have done some terrible things and gotten fired.
Sure.
Yeah. After that, we get another fucking long-winded Hogan promo, which is...
Where he keeps putting over Vampiro.
Yeah. Vampiro's the guy. The
Which
next
he
guy.
called Vampiro once.
Vampiro
And then went back to Vampiro.
the Vamps dude. The
Vamps.
Vampy dude. We then get a payoff to the Buff hitting on the NWO sluts
Sure.
with Steiner Jarrett versus Buff Henning,
Yep.
which Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, a very swollen individual.
Looking real puffy, which led Kelly
to call him...
Mr. Puffit?
Nailed it first try.
Stop it, you win. Which, yeah, just kind of had like a bullshit finish of the sluts distract Buff and start massaging him, and Henning gets knocked out by the guitar and then gets choked out, which...
Also, Henning and Steiner had some real awkward interactions.
Yes. Like, Henning was too fucked up to do moves or wrestling, and he was trying to just do a move that Steiner was like, what are you doing? And then backed him up into a corner and was like, you're not doing anything.
I'm not going to jump to conclusions as to who was the most fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
draw your own conclusions.
Sure. This also led to Jeff Jarrett bitching out on taking a punch.
A clothesline.
yeah.
A clothesline?
Yeah.
He definitely started to bump before it was
Fully
even thrown.
bumped before the line was thrown. It was great.
Much like Lodi.
Much like fucking Lodi taking punches.
Rave, thank you.
Rave, if you wheel. Or Lane, whoever the fuck it was.
And then, of course, this leads us to our main event of Hogan and Wall, which, not gonna lie, I barely paid attention to. The only thing I saw was Hogan kicking out of it, no-selling the chokeslam. Then the Wall...
up to the finishers thing, they had not a bad little brawl. It was fine.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything wrong. And then, Wall hits a chokeslam out of nowhere. Turns around. Hogan totally no-sells it.
Yeah.
Hits the big boot and leg drop.
Then
he plays to the crowd. Wall totally no-sells it, which is, pretty crazy. And then more stuff happens. Then they just wrestle for a little more, which is weird.
Yeah, what was the finish?
What? You didn't write anything down?
Nope.
I'll tell you what the fucking finish was. So they just kept wrestling after no-selling each other's finishers, and then Wall was sort of in control, but, not cheating or anything, just, punching him in the corner. And then Vampiro ran in.
Oh, yeah.
And started hitting Wall for the DQ.
Face Vampiro and face Hogan.
Yeah, double-team the Wall.
Heal the Wall.
Yep. Who didn't do anything wrong.
No. Literally, it's not like he was cheating or, literally, Vampiro just boner for Hogan just took over.
Yeah, and then while they were double-teaming Wall, Hogan gave him an eye poke because Hulk Hogan is a goddamn cheater and a liar and a fink. And he deserved Sid to turn on him last week, and he deserved the Wall to no-sell his finisher this week.
I think if you go back and look at the history of Hulk Hogan,
he's a cheater.
He is the biggest heel of
all time.
time.
Fucking asshole.
Every feud he's ever been in, the other guy was in the right.
Yes.
He was trying to fuck Savage's wife.
Yep.
So, and then Savage had to, take matters into his own hands.
Yep.
He, constantly eye pokes and,
back rakes.
Raking along the ropes and back rakes and,
Upstaged warrior.
Yes, upstage warrior. He literally was the biggest heel of all time.
Piece of shit.
I wish he was in a wheelchair.
He will be.
Also, a racist, I guess?
I don't think that's a question. I think that's a known fact.
You don't need the question mark on the end of that.
Yeah.
And
I think that
was the show. So that was the end of March 27th, 2000 Nitro. And we all know that the Vince Russo Bischoff episode is the April 10th episode of Nitro, which means it's 2 more weeks until Russo Bischoff. However, I've got great news! April 3rd, the next one, the middle one, the one step between us and the return of Vince Russo, is canceled. They did some fucking best of show that we will not be reviewing. We will be taking 1 week off, and when we come back, we will see you with Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, new heads of creative. We don't know what that means in kayfabe terms.
I'm pretty sure you pronounced it wrong. It's Eric Bischoff.
I hate Eric. Drunk Ric Flair.
Next to
Drunk
Sunday.
or stroke?
Yeah, full stroke. Full stroke Ric Flair during a TNA promo. Also, has by far the most hits of anything on my YouTube channel.
Next to Sunday.
If you look up I hate Eric Bish stroke, it's got 50, 60,000 hits on my YouTube. Way more than whatever second.
That's stupid.
So, yeah. See you in 2 weeks with we've got through all the treading water booking, all your Kevin Sullivans and Kevin Nashes, and I was about to say a bunch more Kevins, but I literally already made that joke.
Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, I've done this.
I haven't.
You haven't, so you can do what you want.
No, I'm better than that.
And now things get interesting. It's a complete gong show from now until the end of the year.
I'm going to say that from this point forward...
We've got the hard part out of the way.
From this point forward, it might not even be the worst year of our life. It might be the most enjoyable.
Yeah.
I feel like
Kelly, it gets so fucking
This was definitely the worst Q1 of our lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
But April to December, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The end.
I was going to see how long I can make people wait. But, yeah, that's it. See you in 2 weeks. Russo, get hype. Stay hype.